हरिः ओम् नमः सर्वेभ्यः। अद्य कृदन्तप्रकरणस्य सप्तषष्टितमः पाठः। अस्मिन् वर्गे उपपदस्य उपस्थितौ खिष्णुच् तथा खुकै एतौ प्रत्ययौ कथं भवतः इत्यस्य अध्ययनं करिष्यामः। प्रारम्भे वन्दनम्। येनाक्षरसमाम्नायम् अधिगम्य महेश्वरात् कृत्स्नं व्याकरणं प्रोक्तं तस्मै पाणिनये नमः। वाक्यकारं वररुचिं भाष्यकारं पतञ्जलिं पाणिनिं सूत्रकारं च प्रणतोऽस्मि मुनित्रयम्। मुनित्रयं नमस्कृत्य तदुक्तिः परिभाव्य च वैयाकरणसिद्धान्तकौमुदीयं विरच्यते। सिद्धान्तकौमुद्याः अस्य वर्गस्य पञ्चप्रयोजनानि। सिद्धान्तकौमुद्याः कृदन्तप्रकरणस्य सर्वेषां सूत्राणां विस्तारेण अध्ययनम्। यत्र आवश्यकं तत्र अन्येषां व्याख्यानानां साहाय्येन शास्त्राध्ययनम्। सर्वेभ्यः धातुभ्यः यथा योग्यं कृत्प्रत्यययोजनम्। कृत्प्रत्यये परे रूपनिर्माणप्रक्रियायाः अभ्यासः तथा च अष्टाध्याय्याः तृतीयाध्यायस्य कंठस्थीकरणम्. So in today's class, we will actually understand the meaning of this second bullet. Yatra avashakam tatra anyesham vyakyananam sahayena shastradhyanam means exactly what and how complex these shastras can go into. That is the goal of today's class. I'm just preparing the environment for this. So hastanavarge asmabhihi khyun iti pratyayah samyak रूपेण अधीतः तत्र आढ्यसुभगस्थूलपलितनग्नान्धप्रियेषु च्व्यर्थेषु श्वच्वौ क्रियः करणे ख्युन् इति सूत्रम्। विस्तारेण च्वी प्रत्यय इत्युक्ते किम्, च्व्यर्थः इत्युक्ते किम् इत्यस्य सर्वस्य अध्ययनं कृतम्। अद्यतनवर्गे अग्रिमं सूत्रं कर्तरि भुवः खिष्णुच् खुकयौ इति अग्रिममेव सूत्रम्। अत्र भू एकः एव धातुः, खिष्णुच् तथा खुकै एतौ प्रत्ययौ भवतः। Both the sutras are completely related with each other. They talk about exactly the same concept. अत्र कर्तरी भुवः खिष्णुच् खुकयौ इत्यस्मिन् सूत्रे यथा यस्तनवर्गे उक्तम् आढ्यसुभगस्थूलपलितनग्नान्धप्रियेषु इत्येतं पदं यत्र सर्वाणि उपपदानि निर्दिष्टानि सन्ति इत्येतं पदम् अनुवर्तते। ततश्च च्व्यर्थेषु तथा अच्वौ इत्येतयोः अपि अनुवृत्तिः भवति। अतः अत्र अनुवृत्तिसहितं सम्पूर्णं सूत्रं किमस्ति तर्हि आढ्यसुभगस्थूलपलितनग्नान्धप्रियेषु च्व्यर्थेष्वच्वौ इति अनुवृत्तिः। तदनन्तरं च कर्तरि भुवखिष्णुच् खुकयौ। इदानीम् अद्यतनसूत्रस्य अर्थः सम्पूर्णरूपेण सरलः इदानीमेव स्यात्। आढ्यसुभगस्थूलपलितनघ्नान्धप्रियेषु एतेषु कश्चन शब्दः उपपदरूपेण विद्यते, यथा ह्यस्तनवर्गे अपि तादृशमेव आसीत्। च्व्यर्थेषु प्लस् अच्वौ च्वी प्रत्ययस्य अर्थः निर्दिश्यते, परन्तु च्वी प्रत्ययः न निर्दिश्यते। तत्र कर्तृकारकस्य निर्देशार्थं ह्यस्तनवर्गे करणकारकम् आसीत्, अद्य कर्तृकारकस्य निर्देशार्थं द डुअर ऑफ दैट एक्शन। विच एक्शन? भू इति धातुः। सो भवति इति धातुः ह्यस्तनवर्गे कृ इति धातुः आसीत्, अद्य भवति भू धातोः यः कर्ता तस्य निर्देशार्थं, द वन हु एक्सिस्ट्स, तस्य निर्देशार्थं खिष्णुच् तथा खुकै। ह्यस्तनवर्गे ख्युन् इति एकः एव प्रत्ययः आसीत्, अद्यतनवर्गे खिष्णुच् तथा खुकै इति प्रत्ययद्वयम्। अतः समग्ररूपेण सूत्रस्य अर्थः कथं भवति? आढ्यादिषु किञ्चन सुबन्तम् इत्युक्ते कर्तृवाचकम्। ह्यस्तनवर्गे कर्मवाचकम् उपपदम् आसीत्, अद्य कर्तृवाचकम् उपपदम्। कर्तृवाचकम् उपपदं विद्यते चेत् वृत्तिवाक्येन च्वी प्रत्ययस्य प्रयोगं विना अपि च्वी प्रत्ययार्थः निर्दिश्यते चेत् the literal pratyaya should not be used, but the meaning should be clear. Meaning should be same as the chvi pratyaya, exactly same as what we discussed yesterday. तत्र भूधातोः कर्तृकारकस्य निर्देशार्थं खिष्णुच् तथा खुकै प्रत्ययौ भवतः. The same diagram as that of the yesterday's class. we have an a bhutapurva prakriti, which is ashukla ghata. We have a vikara, which is the shukla ghata. Yesterday, we wanted to use the kru dhatu. So we said, Devadattaha ashuklam ghatam shuklam karoti. Adya bhudhatuh asti. Atah kim vadamah? Devadatam tyajamah. Ashuklaha ghataha shuklaha bhavati. कहा करोति कथम भवति इति सर्वं त्यजामः अशुक्लः घटः शुक्लः भवति that's all that change we have to notice everything else remains the same as what we discussed yesterday अशुक्लः घटः शुक्लः भवति इत्यत्र अशुक्लः इति प्रकृतिः शुक्लः इति विकारः same thing all the examples of the yesterday's class अस्पष्टः विषयः स्पष्टः भवति अप्रज्वलितः प्रकोष्ठः प्रज्वलितः भवति all the examples will continue to exist अत्रापि अशुक्लः घटः शुक्लः भवति इत्यत्र च्व्यर्थः परन्तु च्वी प्रत्ययः नास्ति तत्र च्वी प्रत्ययः प्रयुज्यते चेत् अशुक्ल इति शब्दस्य इदानीं न किञ्चन प्रयोजनं घटः शुक्ली भवति इत्येव वदामः घटः मूलरूपेण अशुक्लः अस्ति इति च्वी प्रत्ययेनैव ध्वन्यते why can we attach this chvi pratyaya understand that the chvi pratyaya can be attached to a pradipadika only for three verbs kru bhu and as abhuta tadbhave kru bhu asti yoge sampadya kartari chvi iti uchyate ह्यस्तनवर्गे क्रू धातोः उदाहरणं दृष्टम् अद्य भू धातोः उदाहरणम् अस्ति अतः च्वी प्रत्ययस्य प्रयोगः क्रू भू अस इत्येतेषां योगे इत्येतेषाम् उपस्थितौ एव भवति सो घटः शुक्ली भवति इति अत्र च्वी प्रत्ययान्तवाक्यम् अशुक्लः घटः शुक्लः भवति इति च्वी प्रत्ययं विना तस्मिन्नेव अर्थे प्रयुक्तं वाक्यम् सेम स्लाइड एज यस्टरडे अगेन इदानीं च्व्यर्थः इत्युक्ते किम् च्वी प्रत्ययस्य अर्थः इज च्व्यर्थः so exact same examples as yesterday have been taken instead of kru now we have changed the statements to bhu so this right hand side which is present chvi pratyayam vina chvyarthasya nirdeshah this is where the current khishnuch and khukai pratyayas will operate अत्र एतेषु वाक्येषु च्व्यर्थः निर्दिश्यते परन्तु तत्र च्वी प्रत्ययः नास्ति अस्यां स्थितौ कस्य निर्देशार्थं खिष्णुच् खुकै प्रत्ययौ भवतः तर्हि कर्तुः निर्देशार्थं भवतः yesterday we had karana today is just the karta so let's enumerate अशुक्लः घटः शुक्लः भवति इत्यत्र घटः इति कर्ता the same घट was say non-white earlier and becomes white right now that is the ghata which is being talked about yesterday it was the varna lepanam the coloring the instrument that was being talked about say the process of painting that was being talked about here it is just the object ghataha अस्पष्टः विषयः स्पष्टः भवति यत्र कर्ता अस्ति अनाढ्यः निर्धनः आढ्यः भवति अस्थूलः पुत्रः स्थूलः भवति अनन्धः ब्राह्मणः अन्धः भवति इत्यत्र सर्वत्र कर्तुः निर्देशार्थं खिष्णुच् तथा खुकै प्रत्ययौ भवतः let's take the example so with this particular background now the full सूत्रार्थ and the example will be very clear च्व्यर्थे विद्यमाने परन्तु च्वी प्रत्ययं विना यत्र वाक्यं प्रयुज्यते तत्र आढ्यादिषु किञ्चन सुबन्तं कर्तृवाचकम् उपपदम् अस्ति so आढ्य अनाढ्य and say brahman all of these are karta but adhya and anadhya are the visheshanas they are the state indicators prakruti and vikruti brahmana is the real karta which will be later on indicated so आढ्य सुभग एतेषु कश्चन सुबन्तः शब्दः अस्ति तथा च भू धातुः प्रयुक्तः अस्ति तर्हि कर्तृकारकस्य निर्देशार्थं खिष्णुच् and खुक्कै these are the two pratyayas अनाढ्यः ब्राह्मणः आढ्यः भवति इति विग्रहवाक्यं तत्र कर्ता ब्राह्मणः तस्य निर्देशार्थं भू इति धातुः तस्मात् खिष्णुच् तथा खुकै प्रत्ययौ भवतः अनाढ्यः आढ्यः भवति सः और इति remember contrast it with yesterday we said Anadhyam adhyam karoti anena. Karana karaka was discussed yesterday. Today it is the karta. Anadhyaha adhyaha bhavati saha. Or you can say iti. Anyway, it will represent the karta. Adhya is the vikruti, vikara, which is the upapada, exactly like yesterday. Instead of kru dhatu, now we have the bhu dhatu, and instead of kyuna pratyaya, now we have a pair of pratyayas. Pair doesn't mean both pratyayas. Anyway, one of these can come. So khishnuch or khukai. The final form, if you use the khishnuch pratyaya, final form will be adhyam bhavishnu. Prakriya I will explain on the next slide. Khukai, it will be adhyam bhavuka. So anadhyaha adhyaha bhavati saha adhyam bhavishnuhu or adhyam bhavuka. There is an akara over there. The pratyaya itself is khukai. So it will cause a vruddhi, causing an akara. We will see the prakriya. So adhyam bhavishnu versus adhyam bhavuka. So all the examples on the similar lines as yesterday we can now enumerate. Anadhyaha adhyaha bhavati iti adhyam bhavishnuhu or adhyam bhavukaha. Who is this adhyam bhavuka? It is the Brahmana himself. So a Brahmana who was poor earlier but now became wealthy can be described as ayam adhyam bhavishnuhu brahmanaha, ayam adhyam bhavukaha brahmanaha. If the Brahman was always rich, then you cannot use this word. But if he was poor earlier and now he has become rich, these words can be used to issue, represent him. Asubhagaha subhagaha bhavati iti subhagam bhavishnu. Everywhere a ma will come thanks to the khakara present in the sutram. So asubhagaha subhagaha bhavati iti subhagam bhavishnu subhagam bhavukaha. Asthulaha sthulaha bhavati iti sthulam bhavishnu sthulam bhavukaha. Apalitaha, graying of the hairs. Apalitaha palitaha bhavati iti palitam bhavishnu. The entity that has become gray. Keshaha, for example. Palitam bhavishnu and palitam bhavukaha. Anagnaha nagnaha bhavati iti nagnam bhavishnu nagnam bhavukaha. Anandhaha andhaha bhavati, the person who became blind. Andham bhavishnu andham bhavukaha. Apriyaha priyaha bhavati priyam bhavishnu priyam bhavukaha. So these are all the possible examples that we should understand in this particular context. So adhyam bhavishnu subhagam bhavishnu and adhyam bhavukaha subhagam bhavukaha and so on. What about the feminine form? Khishnuch pratyayanta shabdaha trishu api lingeshu ukarantaha eva. So it is an adhyam bhavishnu. Masculine, it will be adhyam bhavishnuhu ramaha. Subhagam bhavishnu sita. Tatrapi dhenu shabdavad rupani bhavanti. Subhagam bhavishnuhu sita. Priyam bhavishnu pustakam. Tatra napumsakalinge madhu madhuni madhuni etadrishani rupani bhavati. Priyam bhavishnu pustakam. So this is for this ishnuch pratyaya, khishnuch pratyaya. For adhyam bhavuka, we have words getting tap pratyaya in the feminine form. So khukai pratyanta shabdebhyaha stritve vivakshite ajadyatastap iti tap pratyaya bhavati adhyam bhavuka sita. So bhavuka, you add a tap on it, adhyam bhavuka sita. This point reminds me that in yesterday's class, I incorrectly mentioned that for kyun pratyaya, we get a tap pratyaya in the feminine form. Incorrectly mentioned means I myself could not remember that it was not top. There is a vartika present somewhere which was completely off my mind while preparing the PPT. So actually in 4.1.15 Tidhana Sutra, there is a vartika which will give the neep pratyaya for the kyun use cases. So yesterday incorrectly I mentioned a tap by resorting to ajadyatastap. It should be neep, not because of any sutram, but because of artika present in the sutra. So nai, snai, ya, kak, Khyun Taruna. So there is a Khyun Pratyaya over here. So that Vartika tells us that Khyun Pratyayanta words will get a Neep in the feminine form for the yesterday's class. So Adhyankarana will become Adhyankarani. Neep will be there. What happens for the today's class? Adhyam Bhavishnu. The Ukaranta words will remain as it is. No Stri Pratyay is attached to them. Adhyam Bhavishnu Ramaha, Subhagam Bhavishnu Sita, and so on. And the Bhavuka, the Khukai Pratyanta words will get a tap. Adhyam Bhavuka Sita. There are a couple of questions that I can take and then we can move ahead. First question is this Adhyam Bhavishnu anything to do with Lord Vishnu? No, it has nothing to do with Lord Vishnu. Adhyam Bhavishnu is the Khishnuch Pratyanta form. Second question, does the Khishnuch Pratyaya indicate a desire to become something? No, the Khishnuch Pratyaya indicates the Chvyartha, the transformation. There is no desire or anything, it's just the transformation of Anadhya to Adhya. The person was Anadhya earlier, he has become Adhya, now we call him Adhyam Bhavishnu. There is a third question, is this sutra only applicable for the Bhu Dhatu? Yes, the sutra is only applicable for Bhu Dhatu, just like how yesterday's sutra was only applicable for Kru Dhatu. Idanim prayogasya vishaye bindaha ke santi pathamah. Tatrapi same slide as yesterday, dalakrutyam, adhya, subhaga, sthula, palita, nagna, andha, priya. These are the only upapadas allowed. Please understand, we are not learning anything new today except for the dhatu and the pratyaya and the prakriya. All that we are I am doing is copy pasting the yesterday's slides. So if any other upapada is there, then Khishnush tata Khukai Pratyayu na bhavatah. So ashuklaha shuklaha bhavati, aspashtaha spashtaha bhavati, aprajwalitaha prajwalitaha bhavati. We don't have this pratyas acting. Yadi eteshu kinchana upapadam anyasmin karake vidyate, it's not representing the karta itself, then you do not use this pratyaya. So if you say anadhyaha adhyasya mitram bhavati, so now it is showing a sambandha, it's not in representing the karta at all, then you don't use these pratyayas. It has to be exactly the same sentence. Anadhyaha adhyaha bhavati. Any deviation from that particular statement is not allowed. यदि वाक्ये च्व्यर्थः नास्ति तर्हि अत्र प्रत्यय विधानं न भवति. Same as yesterday. आढ्यः अत्र भवति. There is no च्व्यर्थ because च्व्यर्थ means it should have a state change. So we must have a prakriti and a vikruti causing a state change. Anadhya to adhya. Here it's just saying adhya atra bhavati. So you don't call that adhya using the khishnuch or khukai pratyaya. यदि वाक्ये च्व्यर्थः अस्ति परन्तु च्वी प्रत्ययस्य प्रयोगः भवति, आढी भवति इति वदामः, तर्हि एतौ प्रत्ययौ न भवतः. So that's the clause where achvau comes in the picture. Yesterday we saw in the yesterday's class that achvau is mainly for this particular sutram according to Bhashyakara. You do not have any prayoga which allows khishnuch or khukai to act on adhi. It has to be anadhya adhya bhavati. So this bullet has been added. यदि भू धातुः नास्ति तर्हि कृष्णुच् खुकै प्रत्ययो न भवतः. This also I explained. अनाढ्यः आढ्यः स्यात्, अनाढ्यः आढ्यः अस्ति. You don't have this particular pratyay. Even if you say anadhyam adhyam karoti, it's again not this pratyay but the yesterday's pratyay. And finally, pratyayena kartuh nirdeshah bhavet. What we say? Kartari bhuvakkhishnuch khukayau. So कर्तुः निर्देशः न भवति चेदपि अत्र प्रत्ययविधानं नास्ति. अनाढ्यः आढ्यः भवति अनेन. Say you give some dana and that danam, that donation causes a poor person to become rich. अनाढ्यः आढ्यः भवति अनेन. अत्र दानस्य निर्देशार्थं आढ्यं भविष्णु इति शब्दः न प्रयुज्यते. तस्य मनुष्यस्य निर्देशार्थम् एव आढ्यं भविष्णु इति शब्दः प्रयुज्यते. So this is again copy of yesterday's slide with proper examples being edited. Let's take a quick look at the prakriya. Khishnuch pratyaya is simple kha plus ishnu plus cha. This ishnu is what remains and what you see. So adhyam bhavishnu, palitam bhavishnu is what you see over here. Kha obviously for mumagama, cha obviously for swara karya. So chakara is chitaha swarakaryaarthaha, khakara mumagamarthaha. Understand that cha in this sutra is actually charitartha because there are two swaras. I have explained this point earlier. I'm going to also talk about it later in today's class, that if there is one swara in the pratyaya, then cha is useless. Kimartham? Chakarah itsamyakah asti chet kimuchyate? कृदन्तस्य अन्तिमस्वरः तत्र उदात्तः स्यात् इति उच्यते. परन्तु कृदन्ते यदि प्रत्यये एकः एव स्वरः अस्ति तर्हि प्रत्ययस्वरः एव कृदन्तस्य अन्तिमस्वरः. तस्य उदात्तत्वं तु आद्युदात्तश्च इत्यनेन सूत्रेण एव विधीयते. We have the blanket swara vidhana rule called adyudattashcha, which will give the udatta swara for any the first swara of the pratyaya. If the first swara of the pratyaya is the same as the last swara of the pratyaya and therefore last swara of the krudanta, it automatically becomes udatta. Cha will not be needed. So अत्र किमस्ति? खि इति प्रथमः इकारः and शृणु इति द्वितीयः उकारः. इदानीं यदि च न प्रयुज्यते तर्हि खकारोत्तरः इकारः आद्युदात्तश्च इत्यनेन उदात्तः स्यात्. अस्माभिः तु णकारोत्तरः उकारः इष्यते. Therefore, we have to add ch over here. So, chakarah swarakaryaarthah, khakarah mumagamarthah, and then prakriyam atra prakriyatra nirdishta asti prakriyam ukarasya gunadesha bhavati. So you have bhu plus ishnu. Bhu becomes bho sarvadhatuka ardhadhatukayoho. Bho will become bhava. Mumagama will come combined together. Adhyam bhavishnu. Simple prakriya. There is nothing over here. Khukai pratyaya, same thing. Kha plus uka plus nya. Nya is for swarakarya and for vruddhi. So achoniti iti vruddhi karyarthaha api nyakaraha prayujyate. Kha is obviously for mumagamartha. So you have bhu. Bhu now becomes bhau. See over here on the right hand side. Bhu now becomes bhau. That's the vruddhi. Mumagama will happen. Bhau will become bhava. Echo yavayavaha. Bhava plus uka will become bhavuka. Adhyam bhavuka. Adhyam bhavuka anuswara, or any of them is allowed. So this essentially, I hope so, this essentially completes the whole discussion of the Kishnuch and Khukai Pratyaya. I literally ran the marathon in last half an hour, last 25 minutes, because rest of the class is going to take significant amount of time, probably one of the most difficult class of Krudanta Prakaranam ever. So I would like to have undivided attention of everybody for the next 1 hour. Before that, let's actually understand, read the commentary and then go ahead. Commentary is very simple. There is nothing over here. Adhyadeshu subanteshu upapadeshu. So adhya subhagasthula and so on. Adhyadeshu subanteshu upapadeshu. Chvyartheshu achvyanteshu. Same words repeated as yesterday. Bhavatehe dhatoho kartari karake khishnuch khukai pratyayu bhavataha. All the examples have been listed. I will read them without any interruption. Anadhyah adhyah bhavati iti adhyam bhavishnuhu adhyam bhavukah. Subhagam bhavishnu subhagam bhavukah. Sthulam bhavishnu sthulam bhavukah. Palitam bhavishnuhu palitam bhavukah. Nagnam bhavishnuhu nagnam bhavukah. Andham bhavishnuhu andham bhavukah. Priyam bhavishnuhu priyam bhavukah. Kartari iti kim. So why is this word kartari used over here? Karane mabhut. Yesterday there was karane kyun. So kyun pratyay, there was a karane word over here. That karane is now being blocked by kartari. This is actually not correct, and all the commentaries talk about it, but I will not go in the details because we want to spend time for more valuable discussion. But what is happening is that कर्तरी is always default for all the कृत प्रत्यय. सर्वे कृत प्रत्ययः कर्तरी कृत इत्यनेन कर्तृर्थे एव विधीयते. अतः सूत्रे किमपि न उच्यते चेत् कर्तरी इति तत्र अवश्यं ज्ञायते. अस्यां स्थितौ पुनः कर्तरी इति किमर्थम् उक्तम् इति तत्र आक्षेपः अपि व्याख्यानेषु दत्तः अस्ति. So karane will anyway not come as an anuvrutti because it is not swarita. Swaritena adhikaraha will only force the swarita entities to come as anuvrutti. Karane from the previous sutra is not swarita, it will not come as an anuvrutti. Don't say kartari. By default, the krut pratyas will be in the karatararthe. So that is also an acceptable argument. Or saying that kartari iti spashtata pratipatyartham. in order for people to, miss out the fact that there is no Swarita Swara in the Karani and they might think that Karani is coming ahead. For them, just to clarify, Kartari has been added is another Paksha. Both of them are okay. It's just a word that we are talking about. So Kartari iti kim karne ma bhut iti sah spashtikaroti. Shvyartheshu ityeva adhyo bhavita. So here he explains with the truch pratyaya because kartrartha pratyaya has to be used. He cannot use khishruch and khukain. So he uses truch and gives an example adhyo bhavita. Achvau ityeva adhi bhavita. So chvyartheshu ityeva atra anadhyasya vishayah nasti atah atra chvyarthah nasti. Achvau ityeva adhi bhavita ityatra chvi pratyah asti atah atra khishnuch khukai pratyaya na bhavatah. कौमुदी आढ्यादिषु च्व्यर्थेषु अच्व्यन्तेषु भवतेः एतौ स्तः अनाढ्यः आढ्यः भवति आढ्यं भविष्णुः आढ्यं भावुकः. There is one question over here. Does the statement always have to have bhavati in it? Does it have to have lat lakara? No. All lakaras are allowed. All that we are caring about is state change. So anadhyah adhya abhavat saha adhyam bhavishnuh brahmanah ityevapi vaktum shakyate. The lakara is not under discussion, is the state change which is under discussion. Just for the simplicity, you can have anadhyah adhyah bhavati. Okay, so that actually completes the discussion of this entire sutram for Kartari Bhuvak Khishtuch Khukayau as given in the major commentaries. Now starts the very interesting part. I will wait for a minute because I want people to ask whatever questions they want right now. I don't want anybody to think about this material for the next 1 hour because there's an intense Shastra discussion that will happen. Very beautiful and very deep Shastra discussion that will happen for next 1 hour. Somebody is asking, will the form be same for all lakaras? Yes, I mean, its form will eventually be same for all lakaras because these pratyas are used independent of lakaras. I mean, if you go to sheet number 4, now after we go to sheet number 4, we will have bhuta kala nirdeshaka pratyaha bhute. So starting with sheet number 4, the lakaras come in the picture. Right now here in sheet number 3, it's just the independent of lakara. So kumbham karoti saha kumbhakarah, kumbham kritavan saha api kumbhakarah. So question, adhyam bhavishnu is applicable for anadhyaha adhya abhavat. I did say yes, it's not related to lakara. At least the commentaries do not focus on the fact that this has to be lakara specific. There is a question for asa. If asa gets converted to bhu using aster bhuhu, is it possible to use this sutram? Yes, as long as the vritti vakyam has the form for bhu, you can use this sutram. Now, having said all this, so there are questions about lang lakar, there are questions about this asa getting converted to bhu and so on. What you have to understand is vyakhyana matra sharanam. If the vyakhyanas give examples like anadhya adhya bhavati, then we have to stick to them. I mean, nobody or no Vyakhyanas has an answer to this question, which essentially means that they allow it. If they would have wanted to block it, they would have given the answer for explicitly saying Vartaman Kale Vasti. But none of the Vyakhyanas talk about it. But what it also means is that such prayogas are not seen. So if you see Adhyam Bhavishnu, how will you break it? You will break it as Anadhya Adhya Bhavati and not Anadhya Adhya Abhavat or anything like that. We just simply break it. The Vritti Vakya is simply using the Vartaman Kala for convenience. The final word can be, I mean, for example, adhyam bhavishnuhu asit iti vadamaha. Tarhi anadhyah adhyah abhavat saha asit iti tatra vigraha vakyam bhavati. But for simplicity, we are saying anadhyah adhyah bhavati. That's all. There's a question, is this a very popular prayoga in the literature? I have not studied taken the overview of the literature specifically with respect to this prayoga, but the fact that Acharya has, these particular sutras explicitly given, looks like there might be some prayogas in the literature. It might be a good exercise to try to find out some prayogas from the literature. Not when I say literature, not Bhattikavya, the real literature where these naturally occur. There is a question. Can you please mention why Kartari is mentioned when it is coming as an Anuvritti? Kartari is not required. See, Kartari is not coming as an Anuvritti. Karane could have come as an Anuvritti. That's the point. So if you go to sheet number 3 over here, you see that where did the sutra go? Here, Karane Kyun is Karane might come as an Anuvritti. That's the risk. So Kartari has been introduced to block that Anuvritti is the Paksha given in the commentaries. However, they also go ahead and say that that argument doesn't hold true because a word can only become an Anuvritti if there is a Swarita Swara. There is a sutra called Swaritainadhikaraha. Karane ityatra Swaritaswarha eva nasti atah tasya Anuvritti api bhavitum na arhati. So if Karane doesn't come up, and if you just say Bhuvaha Khishnuch Khukayau, then essentially it will mean that it is Kartararthe because all Krut Pratyayas, unless otherwise indicated, are in the Kartarartha by Kartari Kruta. So unless you tell that a Pratyaya is not in the Kartarartha, it will be in Kartarartha. So the argument is don't tell anything, just say Bhuvaha Khishnuch Khukayu, and essentially it will be in the Kartarartha. That is also an acceptable argument. The second part of the flip side of that argument is somebody might get confused that Karana is coming as an Anuvritti. So let's be clear, explicit, and add Kartari over there to avoid all the confusion. That is also an acceptable side of the argument. I'll still wait for a minute, but I don't want people to think on whatever we have discussed so far. Like really deep Shastra discussion is coming up. Actually, today's class, we will see how intense and how double-sided Bhashya can be. Same Bhashya has been interpreted in a completely different way by Kayyata. Same Bhashya has been interpreted in a different way by Nagesha. It's mind-blowing. Same sentences, Nagesha interferes a different meaning and Kayyata interprets a different meaning, infers a different meaning out of it. Let's have full energy and full attention on the upcoming slides. I'll still wait for a 30 seconds for people to ask whatever questions they want. Okay, agre gacchamaha. So we start with a very interesting argument. What is this argument? The argument says Khishnuch iti pratyaya gauravaha. So we have two pratyas, Khishnuch and Khukai. There is no discussion about Khukai at all. We are done with Khukai. Whole of the remaining class is with Khishnuch and not with the application or the usage of the word, but the logic, the Shastra associated with Khishnuch. So Khishnuch is a Pratyaya Gaurava. What is Pratyaya Gaurava? Unnecessarily bigger Pratyaya has been created. You could have created a very small Pratyaya, but Panini created an unnecessarily bigger Pratyaya is what the argument presented over here. Khishnuch iti Pratyaya Gauravaha. Why is this Pratyaya Gauravaha? Let's understand this step by step. Please pay full attention. What is Khishnuch? Please don't spend time in reading all the bullets. Please follow what I'm saying. What is Khishnuch? It is Kha plus Ishnu plus Cha. Fair enough. Kasmad dhatoho vidhiyate. Bhu dhatoho eva ayam pratyah vidhiyate. Bhu dhatuhu set dhatuhu asti. We know it is a set dhatu. What it means? In the prakriya, it is quite possible that an idagama might happen if given a chance. Yadi वलादि आर्धधातुक प्रत्यय तत्र अस्ति तर्हि आर्धधातुक सेड वलादेः इति इडागमः भवितुम् अर्हति. So the question that is asked over here is, why do you have ikara in the pratyaya? Ikara is anyway going to come as idagama, and idagama is the agama of the pratyaya. So yadagama tadgani bhutas tadgrahanena grihyante, that e will again be a part of eventually pratyaya only. So why do you have ikara? Ikaraha nasthapyate kevalam kshnuch iti eva pratyaya bhavet. Katham Kshnuch ityatra kh and ch are itsamnyaka, they will go away. Now you have a sh sitting over there. It is valadi. It is a val pratyahare asti. Valadi pratyah asti. Vashadihi nasti. So ned vashikruti, that blocking will, that nishedha will also not come up. It is purely valadi pratyaya, and therefore ardhadhatukasya idvaladehe will bring in idagama, eventually giving the same form. See how beautiful thinking is over here. Kshnuch ityeva pratyayam kurmaha. Ardhadhatukasya idvalade iti idagamaha bhavet. Let's go one step ahead. If you want to do a kshnuch, now there is only one swara. Why do you want a chakara? Remember what we said. Chakara is required when there are two swaras. If there is one swara, the Adhyudattascha will take care of the swara vidhanam. I mentioned it 10 minutes ago. So यदि क्ष्णुच् इति प्रत्ययः करणीयः तर्हि चकारस्यापि न प्रयोजनं, केवलं क्ष्णु इत्येव वदामः. So see, we got rid of e, we got rid of ch. क्ष्णु इत्येव वदामः. Third logic on the top of it. But if you want to say kshnu, why waste time in writing a sh, which is murdhanya sh? Let's have the normal s, because that s will come after e. There will be idagama, and then there will be s after e. Adesha pratyay will anyway convert it to sh. So shakarasya sthane sakaram kurmaha. Adesha pratyaya will anyway cause the sh. So instead of sh, we'll write the s. And similarly, instead of na, we will write the na, because then rashabhyam nona samana pade, once sa becomes a sh in 8.3, rashabhyam nona samana pade will make na to na in 8.4. So ksnu ityeva likhamaha. See how we started with kshnuch, dropped the ikara, dropped the chakara, changed sh to sa, changed na to na. Ksnu iti vadamaha. And the last argument, you cannot really write ksnu, because as soon as there is a s in the front, kha will become ka. We call that process as chartva. Kharicha ityanena jhal letters. That is varga prathama, varga dvitiya, varga tritiya, and varga chaturtha. These letters get converted to varga prathama themselves. That's called chartva. Kharicha iti sutram. Anena sutreण chartve krute ksnu iti pratyah bhavet. Kha will never remain. It will immediately get converted to ka. So ksnu iti pratyah bhavet. And what is the beauty? We already have a ksnu pratyaya in Ashtadhyayi. If you go to sheet number 6, in Tachilikaha, sheet number 6, go a little bit below. Look at this. Glajisthas chaksnu. We already have a snu pratyaya. So not that Panini was not aware of snu pratyaya. He already had a snu pratyaya over here. So instead of kishnuch, you should just say ksnu. Atra ksnu iti uchyamane kishnuch iti pratyayah kimartham pathitah asti iti prashnaha. What is the question? Kishnuch is the pratyaya gaurava. It is an expanded pratyaya. Unnecessary characters have been added. Alpaksharam atra karniyam. Let's compress it down. Final form should be ksnu. So by various steps in this particular slide, we conclude that the pratyaya should be ksnu. Ka followed by sa followed by nu. Ksnu iti atra pratyaya bhavet. This is the Purva Paksha on which the entire argument is based. And what we are going to study right now or going ahead is that Bhashyakara and Kayyata. So basically, Bhashyakara answers this question in an ambiguous manner, which is interpreted by Kayyata in one way and which is interpreted by Nagesha in another way. So that's what we are going to study in the rest part of the class. This is the boiling question. Why have Kishnuch? Why not have a shorter version called Kisnu? Iti atra prashna. So let's start. The normal style that we argue. We have a student and a teacher. The student says, स्नु इति उच्यमाने खिष्णुच इति किमर्थम उच्यते? Now the teacher is going to give some incorrect answers in the beginning to test the knowledge of the student. So the student should be well prepared to get the correct knowledge. I mean, he should show that he knows some basic things, and only then the complex knowledge can be delivered to him. So the teacher is trying to convince him with some smaller, simpler, and therefore incorrect answers. So snu ityuchamane khishnuch iti kimartham uchyate. So then Acharya says, well, we want a khakara. The pratyaya is khita. Snu iti uchyate chet. Is this pratyaya kit or is this pratyaya khit? Samshayaha bhavet. What do we say? Snu iti kevalam mandabuddhi kashana itam pratyayam pashyati chet kim chintayati? Oh, kit pratyayah asti. His brain will not tune to the fact that that ka might be actually a kha, and this is a khita pratyaya. The kha has been converted to ka because of kharicha. One may not even understand that. So snu iti uchyate chet ayam pratyah kita asti uta khita asti iti prashnaha. Actually, the question is more complex. Whether it is kita, khita, gita, or gita, all possibilities are there. All the four letters will eventually get converted to ka only because of kharicha. So actually four different choices: kitta, khitta, gitta, gitta. So then even bigger confusion. But the student is smart. He says that I have been attending all the classes and you have told us that Vyakhyanam sarvatra sharanam. If there is a confusion, what is the first paribhasha? Vyakhyanato vishesha pratipattihi nahi sandeha dalakshanam. So snu ityeva uktva ayam khit asti kit nasti iti vyakhyasyaamaha. Let's have the vyakhyana which says that this pratyaya is a khita pratyaya and not kita pratyaya. And exactly this thing has been done for this glajisthaschaksnuhu, the sutra that I mentioned 5 minutes ago. Here you can see snuhu, but actually that pratyaya is not kita, that pratyaya is not khita, that pratyaya is gitta. There is a ga sitting in the pratyaya. So look at this. What is written over here? The pratyaya is gitta. Gasno iti pratyaya asti. How do we know it? Vyakhyanam tells us, the commentaries tells us, ayam gitta pratyayaha nahi kitta pratyayaha iti vyakyaneshu uchyate. अतः सेम थिंग अत्रापि कर्तुं शक्यते. स्नु इति वदामः, व्याख्याने स्पष्टीकुर्मः, अयं खित अयं कित नास्ति इति. So teacher knows that yes, student probably knows something. So first level of argument that the teacher has made, the student has successfully passed it. Now the teacher throws another kind of incorrect logic. So the teacher says, understand this. This is very important part. Teacher says that there is a sutram in 6.2. What is this sutram? Krutyo keshnu charvadayascha. Obviously, we will not go in the details of this sutra, but understand what is going on. There is a sutram in 6.2. 6.2 is all about the swaras of samasas. Samaseshu swara vidhanam katham bhavati tasmin vishaye 6.2 ityatra sutrani santi. So this particular sutram 6 to 160 is about nay samasa. Nay samase swaraha katham bhavati asmin vishaye asmin sutre uktam asti. Now look at this sutra carefully. Krutya, uka, and then you have ishnucha. So you have ishnucha. So there is ishnucha present in this sutram. This sutra actually talks about the swara of a naya samasa where ishnuch pratyanta word like adhyam bhavishnu is involved. So na adhyam bhavishnu, this anadhyam bhavishnu, na adhyam bhavishnu, this particular construct, how will a swara be added or attached in this particular construct? That's being told in this particular sutram. Krutyo keshnu charvadayaha. So the Acharya says, if you write ksnu over here, how can that ksnu, represent ishnuch present in this other sutram? So krutyo keshnu charvadayaha asmin sutre ishnuch iti asti. तत्र अस्य सूत्र अस्य प्रत्ययस्य ग्रहणं भवेत् इति हेतुना खिष्णुच इति उक्तम syat. Look at the word. It's syat. He's putting a guess. He's testing how smart is the kid. So, khishnuch iti uktam syat. Maybe that is the reason, is what the teacher says. Now, the student immediately catches this teacher with the fallacy in this argument. What he is saying is that on the next line, tarhi tasmin sutre api ksnu iti brumaha. So basically, he is saying that you have Kishnuch in one place and therefore you have Ishnuch in another place. You made two mistakes, and now when I'm trying to correct the first mistake, you are justifying it with the second mistake. That's not the way logic works. So whatever Ishnuches are there in the whole Ashta, they rename them to Ksnu. So instead of this Kishnucha, let's rename it to Ksnu. And then instead of this Ishnucha, rename it to Ksnu. It's just renaming of all the Pratyas. So the student says, I am not arguing whether this one instance should be renamed. I am saying rename this Pratyaya called Kishnuch wherever it appears. So if it appears in Krutyo Keshnuch Charvadayascha, rename there. So Tasmin Sutre Apiksnu iti brumaha is the answer. The teacher now at this point in time tells another piece of information. He says, Tatha na karatum shakyate. You cannot do that. Why? Because ishnuch iti kashana anyaha pratyayaha api ashtadhyayam asti. So what the teacher is saying is there are two pratyayas in ashtadhyayi in completely different contexts. There is an ishnuch pratyaya somewhere else, and there is a Krishnuch Pratyaya that we are discussing right now. And those of you who have faithfully or seriously memorized Ashtadhyayi will immediately be able to recall that another sutram where Ishnuch Pratyaya is there. It comes in sheet number 6. Alankrui Nirakrui Prajanot Pachot Paton Mada Rucha Patra Pavrutu Vrudhu Sahachara Ishnuch. Look at this. Alankrui Nirakrui Prajanot Pachot Paton Mada Rucha Patra Pavrutu Vrudhu Sahachara Ishnuch. Here there is another Ishnuch Pratyaya, sheet number 6. So what the teacher is saying is that there is completely different Ishnuch Pratyaya. That Pratyaya is applicable for Set Dhatus as well as Anit Dhatus. So there your current argument will not hold, that get rid of Ikara and Idagama will come and Ikara will come again. Whatever argument you were talking about Kishnuch, it could hold for Kishnuch because only one Dhatu Bhu was there. But that Ishnuch Pratyay, which is there in sheet number 6, is pretty wide. It is used for many dhatus, pacha, pata, and so on. Not all these dhatus are set. Some of them are anit. They will not give you idagama. So, Ishnuch, that pratyay cannot be constricted. That pratyay cannot be changed. And this sutram, Krutyo Keshnu Charvadayascha, the Ishnucha word in this particular sutram has to capture both. It has to capture the Ishnucha from sheet number 6 and it has to capture the Kishnucha from sheet number 3. Ataha tatha na kartum shakyate tatha ityukte kim कृत्यो केष्णु चार्वादयश्च अस्मिन् सूत्रे इष्णुच इत्यस्य स्थाने क्स्नु इति वक्तुं न शक्यते किमर्थं न शक्यते इष्णुच इति कश्चन अन्यः प्रत्ययः अपि अस्ति कृत्यो केष्णु चार्वादयश्च अस्मिन् सूत्रे यः इष्णुच् शब्दः विद्यते तेन तस्य अपि ग्रहणं भवति. So this Ishnuch word in the Krutyo Keshnu Charvadayascha Sutra is overloaded. It can be used to represent the Ishnucha Pratyaya of sheet number 6 and it can be used to represent the khishnucha pratyaya of the current sheet. Now, at this point in time, the student is really, really smart. Moreover, he has studied all the previous classes and therefore he immediately picks the flaw from the teacher's argument, which most of you should be able to pick up at this point in time, because I have explained this thing, this kind of behavior again and again in the past. Understand what is happening over here. This particular sutram has a word called ishnucha. The Acharya is claiming that this ishnucha will represent two different pratyayas. Fair enough. Which two pratyayas? One pratyaya is ishnucha, the second pratyaya is khishnucha. But hold on, there is a problem. In khishnucha, there is an additional anubandha added, and what we studied multiple times in the past, there is a paribhasha called tadanubandhaka grahane na tadanubandhakasya. Please revise the previous classes if not yet done. If you have a pratyaya with two anubandhas, then that pratyaya cannot be captured by a reference with only one anubandha. We studied this paribhasha with the classic example of yata versus nyata. In yato navaha sutram, there is the word yata. That yata cannot capture nyata. Why cannot it capture nyata? Because there is an additional nakara in the nyata. The additional nakara says that this extra nakara will block the overlap of nyata with yata. Tadanubandhaka grahane na atadhanubandhakasya. Yatra cha iti in this example yatra cha iti ekah anubandhah ishnuch ityasmin pratyay prayujyate tatra aparah anubandhah kha plus cha. Both these anubandhas, the pratyaya which has those, the khishnucha, will never be captured over here. This has been explained again and again multiple times in the previous classes. So ishnuch iti kashchana bhinnaha pratyayah api asti. If you are telling me that there is another pratyaya called ishnucha, yadi ishnuch iti bhinnaha pratyaya asti, tarhi there is an altogether different problem that he says. He says that forget about the shortening. I mean, shortening was basically for convenience. Forget about the shortening. Your original khishnuch also cannot sit in that sutra called krutyo keshnuch charvadayascha. So yadi ishnuch iti kashchana bhinnaha pratyayah api asti, tarhi तदनुबंधक ग्रहणे न तदनुबंधकस्य इत्यनया परिभाषया कृत्योकेष्णुच्चार्वादयश्च अस्मिन् सूत्रे इष्णुच् इति प्रत्ययः यः विद्यते तेन केवलं तस्य इत्युक्ते वर्बैटिम इष्णुच् प्रत्ययस्य ग्रहणं भवेत्. खिष्णुच् प्रत्ययस्य ग्रहणं नैव स्यात्. तत्र एक्स्ट्रा खकारः अस्ति, खकारस्य अनुबन्धत्वात्. So what the student says? Student says that you have uh, uncovered even a bigger issue. I was only talking about Pratyaya Gaurava versus Pratyaya Laghava. I was only talking about Khishnuch versus Snu. But you just now revealed some very interesting thing. Now forget about this Pratyaya Laghava or Pratyaya Gaurava. Your original Pratyaya has a problem. Khishnuch cannot be included in Krutyo Keshnuch Charvadayascha because it has an extra anubandha. Very sharp and precise argument. And at this point in time, teacher understands that the student exactly knows what he has taught and the student is capable of learning the real answer. So the teacher says, Satyam, you have exactly hit the nail on the spot, exactly what you're talking. Now I'll go to the previous slide and explain the argument, and then we will read the teacher's statements on the next slide. So what the teacher says, he says Satyam, exactly. And now think. So the teacher says, you are absolutely right. Now think about this. You understood that Khishnuch should be rewritten as Ksnu. Wouldn't Panini have understood this? Is Panini dumb? Wouldn't Panini have understood this? Of course, he would have realized he already has a ksnu pratyay in glajisthascha ksnuhu. Of course, he would have realized that instead of khishnuj, one should be able to write ksnu. So, this pratyay laghava that you are proposing, Panini must have definitely thought of it. However, even after thinking about such a pratyay laghava, still Panini prefers the bigger version of khishnucha. He adds that unnecessary ikara which could have come by idagama. He adds that unnecessary chakara which is now becoming important because two swaras are created. Single swara it was not needed, but two swaras now that chakara is needed. So he adds an unnecessary ikara, he adds an unnecessary chakara. There definitely should be some prayojana about it. I mean, it's easy to say Panini did not understand this, but that would be a very stupid argument on our part. A more intelligent argument would be to say, obviously, Panini would have understood this and still he believed in the Pratyaya Gaurava. Why? Because he added a Vyartha E and a Vyartha Cha. Useless Ikara and useless Chakara has been added in this Pratyaya purely to indicate that the Khishnuch Pratyaya should also be included in Krutyo Keshnuch Charvadayascha. Understand this. So, Vyarthaha Ikaraha, Vyarthaha Chakaraha, Khishnuch Pratyaye Sthapitaha Asti. अनेन व्यर्थवर्णद्वयेन पाणिनिः किं स्पष्टीकर्तुम् इच्छति कृत्योकेष्णुच्चार्वादयश्च इत्यस्य सूत्रस्य विषये तदनुबन्धकग्रहणे न तदनुबन्धकस्य इति परिभाषा नैव प्रयोक्तव्या. The tadanubandhaka paribhasha, even though it should be applicable in cases like yata versus inyata, it should not be applicable for ishnucha versus khishnucha. Why? Because if this paribhasha was acceptable, then I could have anyway written the shorthand version ksnu instead of the bigger pratyaya gaurava and writing khishnucha. So understand what the teacher says. Satyam parantu atra etat chintaniyam yat कृत्योकेष्णुच्चार्वादयश्च अस्मिन् सूत्रे खिष्णुच इति प्रत्ययग्रहणं यदि नापेक्षितम्. If Panini did not want khishnuch in this sutram, then khishnuch ityasya sthane ksnu ityeva acharyah bruyat. Acharya could have done pratyay laghava and he could have said just have ksnu. तथापि अत्र आचार्यः अनावश्यकम् इकारं ततः च स्वर विधानार्थं चकारम. So that chakara is not useless. Ikara is useless and therefore chakara has been added. If ikara was not needed, chakara was not needed. So essentially both of them are vyartha only. But the second one is added not because purely vyartha, but it is needed. The first is added because it is purely vyartha. So anavashakam ikaram ततः स्वरविधानार्थम् अन्ते चकारं संस्थाप्य खिष्णुच इति प्रत्यय गौरवं करोति, एक्सपैंड्स द प्रत्यय. किमर्थं? तस्य एतदेव प्रयोजनं यत् कृत्योकेष्णुच्चार्वादयश्च इत्यत्र तदनुबन्धक परिभाषायाः बाधः भवेत्. तदनुबंधक paribhasha should be shut down, should be ignored, should be blocked for application of krutyo keshnu charvadayascha. तदनुबंधक परिभाषां बाधित्वा खिष्णुच इति प्रत्ययस्य अपि ग्रहणं भवेत्. And that's what is written in the Bhashya. Look at the Bhashya line. I'm going to walk through the Bhashya literally line by line, but look at the relevant line from the concluding line from the Bhashya. Atascha Bhashyakarena uchyate Nayastu Swarasiddhyartham. Nayastu Swarasiddhyartham means for doing the Swarasiddhi of the Nay Samasa. Which Nay Samasa? The Nay Samasa given by Krutyo Keshnu Charvadayascha. Remember, I explained that this sutra is for the Nay Samasa. So, Nayastu Swarasiddhyartham. Nay Samase Samyak Rupena Swarasiddhihi Bhavet. कस्य विषये खिष्णुच् प्रत्ययस्य विषये नए समासे सम्यक् रूपेण स्वरसिद्धिः भवेत् इत्युक्ते अस्मिन् सूत्रे खिष्णुच् इति प्रत्ययः अवश्यं स्वीक्रियेत इति मनसि निधाय इकारादित्वम् इष्णुचः इष्णुचः इत्युक्ते खिष्णुचः खिष्णुच् प्रत्ययस्य ikaraditvam, addition of a redundant ikara which could have anyway come by the idagama, that redundant ikara is added for the swara siddhi of the nay samasa given by krutyo keshnu charvadayascha. Atascha bhashyakareण uchyate nayastu swara siddhyartham ikaraditvam ishnuchaha. And then this has been explained by Kayyata in his grantha called Pradeepa. So Mahabhashya Pradeepa iti Kayyatasya Vyakhyanam. Kayyata wrote a detailed Vyakhyana on Mahabhashya called Pradeepa. In that Pradeepa, Kayyata explains the same thing in a more clear and non-ambiguous way. He says, Khishnuchi krute. Instead of snu, you write Khishnuch. Khishnuchi krute ikarasya uchcharana samarthyat. An ikara which could have anyway come because of idagama has been explicitly added for the pronunciation as a vyartha entity. Ikarasya uchcharana samarthyat tadanubandhaka paribhasha nashriyate. The tadanubandhaka paribhasha will not be taken help of, will not be taken the resort of in the कृत्योकेष्णुश्चार्वादयश्च iti sutram. With this whole picture in mind, I will give 1 minute for you to reflect what I have discussed, and then we will go ahead. Because the argument does not stop here. The real complex stuff starts from here. So don't think that we are done. We have just started. The next half an hour is the most crucial one. We have just started going into the deep waters. So spend a minute, read that slide. Some of you have questions. Keep all the questions aside, because next half an hour we are only going to concentrate on Shastra. What is the meaning of some word? Why a certain word in this commentary is written like that? We will keep it that discussion at some other point in time. Let's concentrate on the Vyakhyanas at this particular point. I'll just take one question because it's very like the base of the whole thing. Somebody is asking, what is Gaurava? I mean, if you don't understand that, nothing will be clear. So Gaurava means unnecessarily elongating the thing. So Ksnu is the correct thing, but you wrote Krishnuch, expanded it for no reason. That's called Gaurava. And we are talking about that Gaurava over here. So essence of all this argument is that the useless ikara present in Krishnuch is for blocking tadanubandhaka paribhasha. The student does not stop over here. See, I mean, when the student keeps on asking questions, only then new revelations can happen. Otherwise, if a student just takes what the teacher says, the Shastra cannot progress. So the student does not stop here. The student says, hold on. I totally understand what you're saying. The student is saying this. It is really appreciated what you're saying. It's very phenomenal. But there is a small problem in your argument. What is the problem in your argument? I'm going to the next slide, right? Next part of the discussion right now. Please pay full attention. So what is the problem in your argument? The problem in your argument, or a small, fallacy in your argument, is that, see what the student says. The problem in your argument is that you are adding ikara as a vyartha entity. Fair enough. And you are saying that a vyartha ikara allows us to block tadanubandhaka paribhasha. Fair enough. But the student says you are adding a vyartha ikara, and that vyartha ikara forces you to add a vyartha chakara. So chakara will not be vyartha because it has a function called swara vidhanam, but on the bigger scale of the things, it is vyartha. I mean, what I was proposing was ksno, whereas what you are telling is khishruch. So from my point of view, there is an ikara which is vyartha and there is a chakara which is vyartha. The question is, why do you need to have two vyartha things? Atra कश्चन एकः वर्णः व्यर्थः भवेत् इति तु सम्यक् रूपेण ज्ञायते, परन्तु अत्र वर्णद्वयं किमर्थं व्यर्थरूपेण उक्तम् अस्ति इति प्रश्नः. तदनुबन्धक परिभाषायाः प्रतिषेध ज्ञापनार्थं द्वौ व्यर्थवर्णौ किमर्थम् आवश्यकौ? Why do you have two different useless letters? Let's have one. I agree. You need a useless letter as a jnapaka. Let's have one. Now the point is, if you add E as the only useless letter, then ch must come. Because as soon as E comes, and that's what actually we did earlier, we only added E as the vyartha letter. But then the swara started becoming stupid or not incorrect, and therefore ch was required. So a vyartha E forced another ch. Now the student is saying, let's have only ch. द्वौ वर्णौ किमर्थम् आवश्यकम्? केवलं चकारं स्थापयामः. See how like brilliant this argument is. केवलं चकारं स्थापयामः. E will anyway come by idagama. All that you wanted is a vyartha letter. So let's have cha. So instead of ksnu, let's have the pratyaya as ksnuch. चकारं व्यर्थरूपेण स्थापयामः. व्यर्थं भूत्वा अयं चकारः तदनुबन्धक परिभाषायाः बाधं करिष्यति. So in your earlier argument, vyartha ikara blocked the tadanubandhaka paribhasha. In the current argument, vyartha chakara will block the tadanubandhaka paribhasha. So तदनुबंधक परिभाषायाः प्रतिषेध ज्ञापनार्थं द्वौ वर्णौ किमर्थम् आवश्यकौ, द्वौ व्यर्थौ वर्णौ किमर्थम् आवश्यकौ? केवलं चकारमेव स्थापयामः. व्यर्थं भूत्वा अयं चकारः तदनुबंधक परिभाषायाः बाधक रूपेण कार्यं करिष्यति. And this next part of this argument is the real crux, which has been interpreted completely different method, in completely different mechanism, by Kayyata and by Nagesha. So let's understand what the general reading of the bhashya teaches us. So see, what is the question? Let's have only cha. Let's not have e. One vyartha letter is there, prayojana is solved. The teacher says, Tatha na kartum shakyate. You cannot do that. Very, very brilliant, but you cannot do that. Why? Understand, the most difficult part of today's discussion is coming up right now. Please pay attention. There is a paribhasha called Lakshana Pratipadoktayoho Pratipadoktasyaiva Grahanam. This is a paribhasha that occurs all the way at the end of Paribhashendu Shekhara. Lakshana Pratipadoktayoho Pratipadoktasyaiva Grahanam. What is the meaning of this paribhasha? Those of you who have studied Halanta Prakaranam in the Subantas, in the Nama Prakaranam, have definitely come across Lakshana Pratipadokta paribhasha when studied while studying Aptruchtrun Naptruneshru Sutram, while deriving the forms for the su plus apa swapa word in the Napumsakalinga, Halanta Napumsakalingas. But assuming that some of you have not come across this paribhasha, I will explain the relevant portion over here. So there is this paribhasha which says Lakshana Pratipadoktayoho Pratipadoktasyaiva Grahanam. Kaha arthaha? According to this paribhasha, if a certain word occurs in a sutram, say a pratyaya, for example, occurs in a sutram, like here in krutyo keshnu charvadayascha, there is this ishnucha pratyaya which occurs in the sutram. You look at this ishnucha pratyaya, you ask, what all does this ishnucha pratyaya represent? The answer that you get is that it represents two things. It represents a real Ishnucha Pratyaya, which will be there in the sutra in sheet number 6, Alankrui, Nirakrui, and so on. So it will represent a real verbatim Pratyaya called Ishnuch, and it will also represent the Pratyaya called Khishnuch. Fair enough. The Tadanubandhaka Paribhasha is not in the picture, so now we don't have anything to argue over this. But let's see where that Ishnuch is coming and where that Khishnuch is coming. So that basically we are trying to dissect this sutra, and we saw this word Ishnucha in this sutra, and we said, what is this Ishnuch? It is two things. It is a verbatim Ishnuch occurring in sheet number 6. Okay, let's go there. What the pratyaya looks like? It says Alankrui, Nirakrui, Prajanot, Pachot, Paton, Mada, Rucha, Patra, Pavrutu, Vrudu, Sahachara, Ishnuch. Fair enough. We have the Ishnuch Pratyaya. So you do a tick mark. Verified. The Pratyaya is sitting there. Part 1 is verified. What is the second part? Who is the other Pratyaya? The other Pratyaya is Khishnuch. Same question. Where is that Khishnuch appearing? And then the answer is, oh no, Khishnuch is not appearing anywhere. What is appearing? Ksnu is appearing, or Ksnuch is appearing. Understand? The argument is the pratyaya was Ksnuch. What is actually appearing in the Ashtadhyayi? Ksnuch will appear in the Ashtadhyayi. Eventually, in that process, Ksnucha will become Khishnucha by Idagama, by Shatva, Natva, and so on. Now there is something going on over here. We have two Ishnuch Pratyayas, one literally verbatim occurring in the Ashtadhyayi, other occurring in a different form called Ksnuch, and later on getting converted to Ishnuch. The occurrence that exactly happens verbatim is called Pratipadokta Vidhanam. What is Pratipadokta Vidhanam? Verbatim appearance of that word is called Pratipadokta Vidhanam. The other type, where the pratyaya looks completely different, like Ksnu. Snu and then ch has been added for blocking Tadanubandhaka Paribhasha. So Ksnuch, that pratyaya is getting converted to Khishnuch or Ishnuch. That is called Lakshanatva or Lakshana Vidhanam. Lakshanikam Vidhanam. What is Lakshana? Lakshana is basically Sutra, Prakriya. So essentially we are saying one Ishnuch appears verbatim, Pratipadokta. Other Ishnuch doesn't appear verbatim, but it is generated by the Prakriya, Lakshanoktam. So even though the Krutyo Keshnu Charvadayascha has Ishnuch word, it is representing two different Ishnuches, two different Ishnuch Pratyayas. One of them is Pratipadokta, verbatim appearing. Other is Lakshanokta, appearing in a completely unrecognizable fashion as a Ksnucha, getting converted to Khishnucha. And now there is a paribhasha which says Lakshana Pratipadoktayoho Pratipadoktasyaiva Grahanam. When faced with such a conflict of selecting between a Pratipadokta Pratyaya versus a Lakshanokta Pratyaya, which one will you select? Will you select both of them? No. Will you select the Lakshanokta? No. Will you select the Pratipadokta alone? Yes. So, Lakshana Pratipadoktayoho Pratipadoktasyeva Grahanam Anena Sutrena Kimuchyate यत्र कश्चन प्रत्ययः एकस्मिन् स्थले प्रतिपदोक्तरूपेण वर्बैटिम निर्दिष्टः अस्ति, अन्यस्मिन् स्थले च लक्षणेन सूत्रप्रयोगेन तस्य निर्माणं भवति, तर्हि केवलं प्रतिपदोक्तस्यैव तत्र ग्रहणं करणीयम्. And therefore, if you change the pratyaya to ksnuch, lakshana pratipadaokta paribhasha will not allow you to include that pratyaya in krutyokeshnucharvadayascha. Tatha na kartum shakyate. Yataha, I'm reading the slide right now. लक्षण प्रतिपदोक्तयोः प्रतिपदोक्तस्यैव ग्रहणम् इत्यनया परिभाषया कृत्योकेष्णुच्चार्वादयश्च अस्मिन् सूत्रे विद्यमानेन इष्णुच इति शब्देन केवलम् इष्णुच इत्यस्मिन् मूलस्वरूपे विद्यमानस्य प्रत्ययस्य एव ग्रहणं भवति, न हि सूत्रप्रयोगैः निर्मितस्य इष्णुच शब्दस्य. द लक्षणोक्त is not included, only प्रतिपदोक्त is included. इत्युक्ते स्नुच इत्यस्मात् निर्मितस्य खिष्णुच प्रत्ययस्य ग्रहणं कृत्योकेष्णुच्चार्वादयश्च इत्यत्र न भवति. So that's one argument. The second argument, look at the other clause that Bhashakara is saying. That's one argument. The second argument is, he says you are forgetting something very, very basic. You have the snucha pratyaya, snucha or snucha, whichever you want, snucha pratyaya, that gets converted to khishnucha. How does that get converted to khishnucha? You are doing shatva and natva. The sa is becoming sha and na is becoming na. These are the tripadi karyas. How can tripadi karyas be visible into 6.2? Even though we say we shut down Lakshana Pratipadokta Paribhasha similar to the other Paribhasha, we have already shut down the Tadanubandhaka Paribhasha. Even if we shut down the Lakshana Pratipadokta Paribhasha, still there is third problem, that there is Asiddha Kanda sitting over there. The Shatva and the Naktva are happening in the Asiddha Kanda. How on the world you are allowing that Shatva and Natva to happen and then Krutyo Keshnu Charvadesha Sutram to see that Shatva and Natva? I mean, you cannot shut down everything. I mean, maybe you just shut down entire Ashtadhyay then. If by adding a single chakara you want to shut down everything, then better shut down every entire Ashtadhyay. So the second problem over here is apicha krutyo keshnu charvadayascha ityasya krute tripadi karyam asiddham ataha snuch. It can be k or kh. I mean, that's I could have written actually k over here, but that's all the same. Snucha or snucha. Ityatra idagamat anantaram jayamanau shattvanatvau. These are the tripadi karyas अनेन सूत्रेण नैव दृश्येते अतः खिष्णुच इत्येव वक्तव्यम् इति दिक्. इति दिक् means in mathematical derivations we say QED or hence proved. In commentaries the most common way of saying hence proved is to use this phrase iti dikka. This is the direction of thinking. Iti dikka iti artha. So if even if you add, and so what was the question? Why do you add an unnecessary ikara and then bring in chakara? Maybe just add unnecessary chakara alone, creating the pratyaya ksanucha, and the Bhashyakara rejects that proposal by giving two problems. First, Lakshana Pratipadokta Paribhasha will not allow your snucha to enter into Krutyo Keshnucharvadayascha. And second, even if Lakshana Pratipadokta Paribhasha is shut down, actually Lakshana Pratipadokta Paribhasha is anitya, so maybe you can say that this is one part where it doesn't apply. But even if you say that, there is a bigger problem of Tripadi, Shatvanatva happening in the Tripadi. How on the earth you are allowing it in the Krutyo Keshnucharvadayascha? So the Tripadi Karyas will not be visible, and therefore your proposal, howsoever brilliant, is not acceptable. Khishnuch ityeva vaktavyam iti dik. Let's see the Bhashyam. The Bhashyakara says, the Bhashya has as usual been divided into red and blue. Red is the Purva Paksha, Blue is the acharya. So kimartham khishnuj ikaradhi kriyate na tu snuh ityeva uchyeta. So just have snu, you can get rid of chakara and so on. He's saying, the student is saying you can get rid of chakara. The teacher asks the first question, Kena idanim ikaraditvam, how will you bring back the ikara? Bhavatihi udattaha. So the dhatu is udatta. So idagama can happen. So bhavatihi udattaha. Tasya udattatvat id bhavishyati. Idagama will happen. So he clears the first exam. Then the teacher says, idam tarhi prayojanam khid ayam kriyate tatra chartve krute sandeha syad kitva khidva and so on. Sandeha matram etad bhavati. So teacher says, sorry, so this is the teacher asking the second question and the student answers it correctly. He says, Vyakhyanato vishesha pratipattihi. Let's define in the Vyakhyanas that it is khida. Khida iti vyakhyasya. Then he gives the third argument. Krutyo keshnu charvadayascha. This is the sutra. I've already explained the need of this sutra. Ityeshaha swaraha. Proper swara in the Naya Samasa. The student tries to refute. That's also not possible. You can have a snuch, do idagama, shatva, natva. Eventually it will be shnuch. So I have expanded, elaborated this argument is just being compressed. Compressed in the sense this is how Bhashya appears, but it's extremely hard to digest. So I spent last 1 hour in elaborating the whole thing. So he says, Krutyo Keshnu Charvadesha is not a valid argument, is what the student counter argues. You can do Ksnuch, do the Idagama, Shatva, Natva, eventually giving Ishnuch. And then the student, and then the teacher gives the final conclusion. Have you even heard of Lakshana Pratipadokta Paribhasha? He says, Na siddhyati. Lakshana Pratipadokta yoho Pratipadaoktasyeva iti. So that's one reason why your Ksnuch will not be understood, but will not be accepted. But asiddham khalu api shatvam. That shatva natva thing is asiddha and tasya asiddhatvad ishnu chaiva bhavati. Therefore, what is the conclusion given? Tasya asiddhatvad ishnuch ityeva pratyayaha bhavati. And then the whole argument has been summarized in a beautiful karika. This is a shloka, bhashya shloka or a bhashya karika. This karika summarizes the same argument. The first half is the Purva Paksha, student's argument. The second half is the Uttara Paksha, Acharya's explanation. So, what is written on the bottom part of the slide in form of a shloka is actually the summary of the Bhashya written in the Bhashya itself after the whole discussion. So, the Purva Paksha is Ishnuchaha ikaraditvam udattatvat krutam bhuvaha. So, bhu dhatu is udatta. The ikaraditva of ishnuch can be brought in because of idagama. No need to create that ikaraditva is the purva paksha, and the uttara paksha is no, we need the naisamasa swara vidhana in this particular sutram krutyo keshnu charvadayascha, and therefore ishnuch has been made ikaradi by a vyartha ikara over here. What is written on this slide, there is not even a single new line. It has been explained in previous few slides. I know this is extremely hard to digest. This is not even hard to digest. This is extremely hard to digest. Multiple iterations of today's class are required for people who are seriously studying this particular course. The unfortunate or the fortunate thing is that we have not even come the climax. The climax is on the next slide, which will take 5-6 more minutes. What happens is that this is the essence of the bhasha. This is exactly what Kayyata reads and understands it. But Nagesha reinterprets this bhasha in a completely different, mind-boggling way. So what Nagesha does over here is he flips the arguments. He says the red colored arguments are actually the teacher's arguments. The blue color arguments are actually the students' arguments. So everything that we propose till now, Lakshana Pratipadokta and so on, is the student's argument, and the teacher refutes it completely. We will see on the next slide in the next 5 minutes how the teacher refutes it. So till now. I mean, I know it's super difficult till now, and the next will be unbearable. But please stay with it and make multiple iterations of this video 3 times, 5 times, 7 times later on whenever required. Please do it, because you won't even learn these things even if you do MA or PhD. I'm like honestly telling you, these core intense things will will be discussed only when you decide to deep dive down into all these particular commentaries. So here what the Bhashyakara is saying from one angle is that the final conclusion is Ishnucha is the correct pratyaya. But Nagesha completely rereads this bhasha, reinterprets this bhasha in a in an altogether different way. Same thing, same bhasha as the previous slide. The blue thing has become red and the red thing has become blue. The bhasha doesn't say acharya and chhatra, acharya and chhatra. It's just a discussion. So it's difficult for us to understand who is saying what. And many times bhasha does not give a conclusion. It just shows multiple different threads and stops there. And therefore it is possible to overturn the thinking process and say the teacher's paksha was actually student's paksha and student's paksha was actually teacher's paksha. So this slide is same as the previous slide, except that blue thing have become red and red thing have become blue. And now understand what the Nagesha says. Nagesha reinterprets this bhasha and it says that what Bhashyakara is trying to say is that have the ksnucha pratyaya. So in our previous argument, the proposal of ksnucha pratyaya was the student's proposal, which has been overturned by the Bhashyakara. In the current interpretation, Nagesha says that the overturning is Ekadeshi Ukti, is one-sided argument, which is not the argument of Bhashyakara at all. The argument of Snucha is the argument of Bhashyakara. So the fact that two Vyartha letters are not needed and only one Vyartha letter is sufficient, that argument, which in our previous interpretation we saw it to be the student's argument, later on refuted by the teacher, what Nagesha says over here is that that argument is actually the teacher's argument and is the Siddhanta. So see what Nagesha says, last part of this blue box, Siddhyati ityadi ityukte, all these random argument of Lakshana Pratipadokta and Asiddham Khalvapi Shatvam and so on is all Ekadeshi Ukti, is not the Siddhanta, is what yet another student is saying, or one-sided opinion is there. What is the real Siddhanta? Real Siddhanta is Haksnuch itself. Now, obviously, the question comes that how do you refute this one-sided argument? If the snucha pratyaya is given, then how do you refute Lakshana Pratipadokta Paribhasha? How do you refute the Shatvanatva Siddhatva? And to everybody's surprise, Nagesha says over here that that single Vyartha Chakara is powerful enough to refute all these things. Chakara uchcharanena eva. Merely a vyartha chakara in ksnucha is powerful enough to block both the paribhashas and the shatvanatva. So not just the one paribhasha called tadanubandhaka paribhasha, but both the paribhashas, lakshana paribhasha and tadanubandhaka paribhasha and the shatvanatva, everything can be kept aside. That's the power of the cha in snucha according to Nagesha. So navyaha basically. So chakara uchcharanena eva dvayoho ityukte dvayoho pari. Sorry, something is appearing on my screen. Give me 1 minute. Chakarocharanena eva dvayoho grahane लक्षण प्रतिपदोक्त परिभाषा तदनुबंधक परिभाषा बाधे द्वयोः ग्रहण इत्युक्ते the chakara, simple chakara will take care of e and ch both, and then the lakshana pratipadokta paribhasha and tadanubandhaka paribhasha will be blocked the final pratyaya will be kshnucha or ksnucha, whatever you want. Shatvanatvayoho asiddhatva bhave. The Shatvanatva is not even asiddha because of the power of the chakara. Therefore, ikarocharanam vyartham. Don't pronounce ikara, pronounce chakara instead. So, ikarocharanam vyartham. So, chakaroच्चारणे नैव द्वयोः ग्रहणे लक्षण प्रतिपदोक्त परिभाषा तदनुबंधक परिभाषा बाधे च क्ष्णुचः करणेन षत्वणत्वयोः असिद्धत्व अभावे. There is an abhava of asiddhatva. Asiddhatva does not operate. Shatvanatvayoho asiddhatva abhave. So what is the power of single cha? Number one, it sidelines the tadanubandhaka paribhasha. Number two, it sidelines the lakshana pratipadokta paribhasha. Number three, it sidelines the asiddha kanda. Shatvanatvayoho asiddhatva abhave cha siddhe. So Shatvanatva are now siddha because the asiddhatva does not exist. Ikarocharanam vyartham. Do not add ikara, and then you are not forced to add additional chakara. Instead, just add chakara. Ksnucha ityeva bodhyam iti bhashya tatparyam. So he says, ayam api iti krute. This line, ayam api iti krute. This line is blue. See over here. This line is blue. In the previous slide, the same ayamapi iti krute line was red. The previous interpretation of the bhasha, this line was attributed to the student. Bhasha now is being reinterpreted, and the same line is now blue. Ayamapi iti krute. It's now attributed to the teacher. The teacher says that ayamapi iti krute means what? The ksnuch. You will do idagama, you will do shatva, you will do natva, everything finally will turn out to be ishnucha. The asiddhatva is blocked. Somebody is asking, what does the asiddhatva being blocked mean? It means that shatva and natva will be applicable in the prakriya now. The purvatra siddham will not block them from not appearing. So asiddhatva or shatvanatva is blocked. The tadanubandhaka paribhasha is blocked. The lakshanokta paribhasha is blocked, and so on, and therefore you can have ksnucha iti antimaha pratyaya. So there is, till now we have studied only this handful of Nagesha, Pradeepa, Udyota. Sometimes I went to Paribhashendu Shekhara, Brochhabdendu Shekhara. Today we are introducing a completely new commentary. That's what when I said at the beginning of the class, yatra avashakam tatra anyesham granthanam sahayena shastradhyanam. So I am now quoting, yesterday Soumyaji told me this reference. Mahabhashya Siddhanta Ratna Prakasha is a grantha. It is a Vyakhyana on Pradeepa written by a scholar called Shivaramendra Saraswati. So this Mahabhashya Siddhanta Ratna Prakasha makes this whole thing very clear. He says, yes, there are two interpretations of the Bhashya. The first one is for Mandabuddhis. The first one is for the people who cannot think like Nagesha. The second one is for brilliant people like Nagesha. So Manda Buddhi Anugrahaya, to keep the idiots happy. Idiot doesn't mean in a bad sense. Basically, students who have who have been saturated by reaching that level of knowledge. So Manda Buddhi Anugrahaya Spashta Pratiti Anukulaha Ikaradi Pratyayaha Krutaha Asti. The ikara, the vyartha ikara, which was added in the previous interpretation, was for ease of understanding. The real interpretation of bhasha is here, where the teacher-student arguments have to be flipped, and we have to say ikarocharanam vyarthameva ksnucha iti pratyaya bhavet. So understand, by cursory reading of the bhashya and by reading Kayyata, we are forced to have the first paksha. It is not that we are not able to understand. That's why the first paksha has been resorted. The reading of bhashya, if you just keep bhashya in front, or if you just keep bhashya and Kayyata in front, you will be forced to conclude the first paksha. when you bring in the commentaries on Kayyata, the commentary like Mahabhashya Siddhanta Ratna Prakasha and the Nagesha on the top of it, we see the second Paksha. So same Bhashya has been reinterpreted by two different ways. And this is just one example. Modern scholars, many of whom are really alive today, modern scholars, a lot of them being foreigners, they actually take aspects of Bhashyas and completely reinterpret them without deviating or without contradicting anywhere. So that's the power, the bhasha, or that's the ambiguity, whichever you want to put it. The same aspect of the bhasha can be completely reinterpreted, reformulating the stuff. This is what I call real Vyakarana Shastra. Simply using the prakriya or simply being able to construct the correct forms is always important as long as the prayoga is concerned. But the whole purpose of studying Ashtadhyayi is to enhance or sharpen our graces, our brain, using this kind of fine-tuned logic. You won't see this kind of logic in any other shastras. That's where any other shastras, in the sense non-Indic shastras. So that's where the power of deep logic is revealed. Let's stop here. Even if the 25% of the class explained today is clear, I would be very happy. The class will be uploaded in a day or two. Please listen to it 3 times, 5 times, 7 times, 8, 10 times, whatever you want, and make sure. I mean, I myself took many days to understand this particular part, so it is perfectly okay if you don't understand it in the first shot. Chintanam karotu, sit over it, think over it, mananam karotu. Automatically, one day it will come to your mind. Consistency is important. Exercises. The first is the dalakrutyam, like yesterday. Kartari bhok khishnushkuko iti dalakrutyam pradarshayata. Second, all the Shastra discussion that we discussed right now, very beautiful. Those of you who are serious about this, very beautiful opportunity to write down the whole argument in your own language. खिष्णुच इति प्रत्यय गौरवः वस्तुतः तु क्स्नुच इत्येव प्रत्ययः स्यात्. This is the proposal. अस्मिन् विषये भाष्यकारस्य कैयटस्य नागेशस्य च मतं संक्षेपेण स्पष्टीकुरुत. The rest 1 hour of today's class. So that's all. One of the most difficult classes of Krudanta Prakaranam, and undoubtedly the most difficult topic till now, where the Bhasha has been interpreted ambiguously. Samapayamaha. Agrima Saptahe Niyamita Kakshadvayam Bhavishati. We will continue with the study of the upcoming sutras. अष्टाध्यायी जगन्माता यस्य चित्तात् समुत्थिता वेदानामुपकाराय तस्मै पाणिनये नमः. शब्द ब्रह्म समाराध्य कृतवान्यो विलक्षणं सर्वाश्चर्यमिदं शास्त्रं तस्मै पाणिनये नमः. येन धौता गिरः पुंसां विमलैः शब्दवारिभिः तमश्चाज्ञानजं भिन्नं तस्मै पाणिनये नमः. धन्यवादः.